Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to World of EdTech Wednesday. Even though it's Thursday today, we had to switch our days with our presentations, but this is your presentation on creating digital widgets to enhance blended learning instruction. It doesn't necessarily have to be for blended learning instruction. It can be for any content, any area where you want to create games or widgets using Canva AI. My name is Maribel Martinez, Secondary Integration Technology Specialist, along with Mr. Memo Cienfuegos. We are your integration specialists for secondary schools. Our lesson objective for today is you'll be able to identify how you can leverage TCMPC to enhance the specificity of the TEKS to facilitate an engaging blended learning activity or activities during your classroom. You'll be able to create simple, standard aligned games. So the first step, well, let me tell you a little bit about Canva AI. It's a new integration within Canva, still in beta mode. What you're able to do now is code with Canva AI. This is what the interface of Canva AI looks like. Would have to be on the home page. If you're not on the home page, just click on the left side panel. At the top, you'll see the home button. A few steps down, you'll see the Canva AI link, and you'll know that you're there when your screen looks like this. Once you hit Canva AI, that little blue, the blue Canva logo will be highlighted in blue, and that's how you're on the interface to create anything on Canva Code. Once you're here, you just want to make sure that you are logged in, that you click on code. And once you start prompting Canva AI, if you have anything to upload, like your TEKS, or you want to upload maybe a story or something that you want to use as a resource, and you would just click on the plus sign and upload any PDFs or anything you have on your drive, on your download. So Mr. Memo is going to go live on Canva AI to show you how to create one of the games using one of the prompts that we already have. So, okay, Memo.
All right, let me share my screen. I did grab the prompt that Maribel shared with you guys, so let me make sure you guys can see it. All right, so all I did was I went to Canva AI, I copied the exact prompt that she did, and I ended up putting it here and pressed enter, right? So it pretty much is going to build the code, and this should be your end result, right? So again, as a teacher, you're going to be able to look at what it gives you, and it gives you instructions on how to play the game. Now, the reason why in the instructions, we're specific, like to make sure that it allows the student to enter the name, because you want to collect data, what period, in case you're using the same game for your period, like for your first period, for your second, third and fourth, fifth and sixth, seventh and eighth, it can separate that data because it's all going to be combined into one data sheet, but you can filter them out. So if once you're here, you can begin the challenge, and you can start doing the game. Now, if for any reason you're like, well, you know what, I want to add open-ended questions, this is where you would go and ask me anything, and this is where you can start creating different versions of this exam. Now, let's say, for example, this is what you want. It's ready to go. This data sheet, you want to open it. And the reason why you want to open it and rename it is just so it can be in your template. So you can always go back to this data, right? You want to know the student names and stuff. So it's always going to be here. It's always going to open on a second tab. You can always leave it there and go back to your game. Now, publish is going to be your next step, right? You're going to publish a website. If for any reasons you feel like, well, I don't want my students to be sharing it with the other students in the other class, you do have a settings option where you can actually password protect this website and not allow them to use it until you give them that password. But it's good, like, again, it's up to the teacher, but those options are there for you. Now, once you continue to publish, once it's ready, that's going to give you your link that you're able to put into Google Classroom. You can copy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it in the chat just to give you guys a chance to play with this game. If you want to do it, Maribel, that way we can see the data.
Yes, I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
If Deborah, if you're on here, if you can do it too, that way we can see the data. All right, like I said, we did open our data. This is where we would go back and refresh the data just to see if anybody's completed. And it actually does prompt you where it's like, hey, new data is available, refresh. So again, this is something that our teachers want. They want to score, they want data for the day, or they're doing it for an entry ticket or an exit ticket. This is where they would grab all that.
I just want to mention that this game is a little bit, well, it's supposed to take the student 5 to 7 minutes long because it's an exit ticket. And we were told by our coordinators that they wanted their ticket to last between 5 to 7 minutes. So that's why it's a little bit longer. So it's okay if you're taking the test right now, if you're playing this game, it'll take a while. It's really neat because it's like a drag and drop, right?
Now, like I said, this one we did a biology, but at any point, like let's say I'm teaching math or I'm teaching English, you can always just create a new one and you can start prompting it. You go to Canva AI and start prompting like I need help with author's purpose, and you can make it a hangman game, Jeopardy game, Tetris game, anything that you feel that your students might like. This is where you would tell it. You can even make it. What was that other game? The escape rooms. You can make escape room for those kids that want to do it.
We have a fire alarm.
Oh, I was like, what? What's going on? Were you able to finish that one or no?
It it takes a little bit. It takes.
Okay, so I'm gonna just create one from scratch. Okay. For my ninth grade English class. Expenses. Escape room. So again, once we prompt it, like I said, you can be very specific. You can add critiques. It's going to create the game. Like I said, you do have the options to make it however you like. Once you're done, you would go through those steps, publish, open up the data sheet, and you can grab that data. Is there anything else we need to let them know about Canva AI?
If you want to share this template, like if you want to share one of the games with your teacher, coworkers.
Let me bring one up. Let you guys have. So let's say, for example, it was this Algebra 1 test and you wanted your teacher to collaborate with you, you would go to use InDesign. It is a website. You would go to website, and this is where you would actually add a collaborator on this where you would put the email for them to add. Now, if you can also use a share. If you want them to for them to get their own copy, I think it's the template, right? Template link.
The template.
So let's say you didn't want them to be using the same data sheet. The template link will force them to kind of like make a copy for themselves. So again, this is where you want to add or you want to share that link with multiple teachers within your grade level. But you don't want to, so you want to separate the data, right? You don't want their students to be coming in to your data sheet. You want them to create their own data sheet. So this is how you would separate them. So here's that escape room that I created just by prompting it. So again, this is how easy it is to create with Canva AI. Again, once you publish that website, it's ready for your kids to use. This is the escape room. Did you see the author's purpose?
No. Did you share that one too, Memo?
Yes. So right here, created the digital keys. This is going to be in your alley with the escape rooms. Maribel.
I'm sorry?
This is yours and your alley of expertise. Escape rooms.
Author's purpose as well.
Author's purpose. So again, like I said, the teacher view, you do get the data sheet. On this data sheet, this is where you can track their responses and how they're answering.
Oh, okay. Thank God you get to see the data. Because it was a really difficult science for me. I didn't know the answers, so.
Yeah. So we did go over a little bit of Canva AI, how easy it is for you to prompt it, get a game. You want to be very specific. You gotta use the teaks. If you use the teaks, it'll recognize the teaks. It'll align it to what you're teaching. Once you, like I said, once you create the game you want, you do have that chat box where you can modify it. If you wanted to do open-ended questions, you're more than welcome to do open-ended questions. If you want them all multiple choice, I mean, it's really up to what you want your kids' experience to be. Whether you want it to be a hangman game, an escape room, Tetris game, Jeopardy game. I mean, the options are very.
Huh?
Stop sharing. There you go.
And that concludes our session today.